You're now tapped into That's What I'm Saying, the Grown Folks podcast for hip hop, entertainment, dating, relationships, sex, and those social issues affecting our communities from a sometimes ratchet, because you know what me and my sister do, but mostly woke perspective. So I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara. Hey, y'all, hey.
All right, fam. Let's get into it. So, Shatara, what are we calling this episode?
I want to be with you too. Still using my birthday balloons.
So this is getting us right to the ratchet. Our friend Ray J was, first of all, last time we talked about him dancing and carrying on, singing in the street with a big pot belly. And that was, but this time he's streaming live and he says, while sitting right next to his girlfriend, that he wants to be back home with Princess Love. And despite his new relationship, he says, I want to be with you too. And that's what makes it so dope.
Wait, so the clip that I saw was Ray J on The Breakfast Club talking to Charlamagne, and he's talking about Suki. So at first I'm like, who's Suki? Suki Hana? You know, she's kind of a rapper. She's a reality TV personality.
Was she on one of those hip hop?
I think she was. And I think she, you know, trying to rap, you know, whatever. She's always, but I didn't know who Suki he was talking about. He was talking about Suki. So he actually stormed off the set with the girlfriend. First, mind you, his girlfriend is sitting on the couch. I think her name was Sheila, because Charlamagne goes, calm down, Sheila. So it's going to be all right, Sheila. Oh. So he storms off because he's expressing his love for Sukihana, and somehow Dr. Umar's name got mentioned in it. And I was lost. And he was like crying. He had tears in his eyes. Now the thing with Ray J, and I've heard him say this before, where he says, you know, it's all entertainment. Like, he's not as emotional as maybe we think he is, or something. I don't know.
He does it for the gram. That's what he's saying.
Maybe that's what he's doing it for. But you made a very good point. It's something you were saying about these people that grow up in the entertainment industry, and you know, they're missing something, right?
Right. So what I was saying was that when I look at Ray J and I look at his, you know, some of these emotional outbursts, even just how he may socialize, and social media is really his outlet, and how he chooses to go about certain things, because we're human. And I'm no doctor, I'm no shrink. However, I look at it and I go, you know what? The one thing he missed was high school and college. And there's some big pieces to gathering yourself and having it together that we have, because we did have high school and college. And even for myself, although I'm in entertainment, I do feel rather balanced, because I did have some sense of a normal upbringing, to whatever the word may mean. So I look at like Britney Spears, and you know, you see her and how she didn't have high school and college, but she did that baby video with the lockers behind her.
Baby at high school, right?
And that was like, but did she really finish high school? Like, did she really? And just to not have that little piece of normalcy, even for that amount of time, I just feel like it does play out. And that's not for everybody, because Beyonce didn't go to college, but she sure did make sure she gave us a HBCU homecoming. That was her one wish.
Homecoming, right?
She sure did. That was her way of saying, like, damn, if I would have, I could have.
So, that's a really good point, though, that you're making. It's just that socialization piece that we missing. You know, like, you be thinking like,
it's a balance. Like, I think of Pharrell. I know, like, Pharrell was big in, you know, HBCU. He went to college. I know that Rudy Huxtable, who is Rudy's real name, is not Rudy.
I was about to call her Felicia Rashad. Damn.
Right. But what is Rudy's real name?
Keisha Knight Pulliam.
I was about to say she has 3 names. Keisha Knight Pulliam.
I got it.
Go ahead. Yeah, you won. I know that when she finished the show and she was grown, she went to college.
Yeah.
She went and knocked it out. The girl from Blackish, she went to not Howard. She went to Yale or something, like summa cum laude, and she graduated. So like some people go back.
2 Chainz went to college.
2 Chainz?
I think he got his master's or his PhD, one of those.
RZA's another one. He's like a college professor at that. So not saying everybody needs college, because you don't. But for some people who are in the eye of Hollywood, and you don't have it, it kind of plays out just a little bit. So I don't know what in the Brandy's brothers going on here, Ray J.
What in the Brandy's, bro? I don't know. I don't know if he's doing it all for show or what, but it's a mess, and it's given messy. Like I want him to age gracefully. You know, we all getting older, and I want to see him in the spotlight, and I want to see him doing his thing. Not with this. I want to be. What did he say? I want to be with you. I want to
Want
be
to
with
be?
you
I
too.
want to be
I
with
want to
you
be
too,
with
and that's what makes it so dope. Like that's when you. That's this calls for the fuck. Like keep your bottom teeth out when you say it. The fuck. Okay.
Oh gosh.
You know,
Okay.
one of those. Sorry, you played yourself. But she's young lady still coming to the couch, crying again, day after day. What interview we going to today? She's down for it. She's with the shits. Clearly, she's with the shits.
So I heard him say that he was providing Sukiyana with $75,000 a month for her overhead. He said that wasn't a lot, what for, whatever. Everybody live their
Hold on,
own
say that.
lives, but
Hold on, one more. Come
minute
again? How
I
much?
know, right? I guess the minute I guess she broke up with him, and then the money stopped or whatever it was. Then she broke up with him, and he was feeling some type of way.
How much? I'm sorry. How much was that a month?
$75,000
Thousand, not 7,500.
on today.
Hold on a minute. Did they have kids together?
No. I know she has kids, and he got kids too, don't he?
Yeah, he has. I think he has a son and a daughter with
Oh,
his
okay.
ex-wife. But then, so then I just have to stop and think, what am I doing wrong in this life that I'm complaining about my little bit of bills, and Ray J is taking care of $75,000 overhead once a month? I'll sit on the couch and cry with him too.
That's what I'm saying. So you see, it's kind of put things into perspective just a little.
Yeah,
There's
if
certain things
she,
I'm sure you gonna bend the knee to.
I'm bullshitting. You catch me
I
when
know,
I'm young and dumb.
I know, but it does kind of explain, doesn't it? A little bit, like
And we know what he's working with too, as per Kim Kardashian's last video.
true indeed. That's the dick that set off 1,000
Let me piggyback. All of a sudden we're in a conference meeting. Let me piggyback off of what you had just said.
a $1 billion empire. Isn't that crazy? Off a black man's dick, but there
That
you
was
go.
the
And they
magic
suing
stick
each
for
other
real.
too.
That was magic stick.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Back
So we know what
then,
he's working with. We
what was that?
know.
30 years ago.
Can you believe that?
Mhm.
30 years ago.
I
Anyway,
don't know if it was 30, something like that.
I just know when the video came out, it was on DVD and a bootlegger had sold it to me. And
To you,
I
it's trafficking the video, trafficking the
and
sex tape.
I had made it a girls' night. Like, hey ladies, we're gonna watch this clip from Soul Food. We're gonna start off with that. And then I'm just we just can all watch and surprise together. And it just wasn't that serious. But I will say on the outside of the DVD, it did say like like Kris Jenner Productions or something. It was like a .com.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, so yeah. And when they came
Interesting.
out that there was money made and Kris Jenner was in the middle of it, it was like, oh no, wait, if I could find that DVD.
So it was recorded in 2003. So that was 22 years ago. I'm gonna go
So
to
yeah,
almost 23 years.
we're in
So yeah.
2026. Yeah, you said 30, but you weren't far.
Just about.
Wow, kids
Okay.
kids are grown now. They're kids that have no idea that it even existed. They really think that Kim Kardashian's a lawyer who owns Skims.
Hold on a minute. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. Girl, all the way bye. Girl, bye. Kim Kardashian. Hi, Kim. Owns Skims. They would never know.
They never know the start.
Oh, man.
So I see here that Nicki Minaj, she's delivering speeches at the UN. She is a senator now. No, let me stop. She is Nicki Minaj is a politician now. She's at the podium and she's stepping up and she's talking about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. And she was invited by the US ambassador. It looked very polished to some extent. She was just saying that she's not turning her other cheek. She's using her platform to speak out against what's happening. It's not right. People should not be killed for their religion and their beliefs. And at the end of all of it, she said, and to my barbs, I want to say, I love you, my barbs. And it was just feeling very Legally Blonde for just a hot little minute there.
Well, she's saying she's doing missions, and I am not one to knock a black woman who is about her business and speaks her truth and her voice, but at the same time, I cannot help but wonder and believe that this is some sort of power play on Nikki's part, to address some of the legal issues that her husband and her brother are currently or have gone through, and possibly probably getting, trying to get some favor over there somewhere. And you know what? Even that can't. I don't even knock that. Like, okay, you gonna do what you can for your man and your brother. But the fact is, look, the brother innocent till proven guilty. But I believe it
Mhm.
has something to do with child pornography. Crazy. So
Hmm.
she's doing missions. I think that's one of her missions. But the bigger thing for me is, as a Black woman who speaks to, you do have a platform, and she's out here utilizing her platform.
Yeah.
You have to be very mindful of what you are using your platform for.
Mhm.
And not to say that maybe she does have some good intentions speaking out against what's going on in Nigeria, but I just I'm not 100%. I don't believe it. And I don't,
Mhm.
and I think she has to be very careful about where you are putting your time and your energy. Another thing I think is, does she have that type of pull? Like, are the Barbs going and listening to the UN, the hearings at the UN? Are they really like tuning in? I don't think so. Not saying that these people can't evolve, but I don't think she has as much pull as maybe the people that invited her up there think she has, especially with the community. Nikki ain't good. We ain't good, but we still good. That's what's going on with Nikki right now. Don't you agree?
Yeah, because really,
In terms of her image, her public
it was
image.
any minute she was gonna yell, "Cause I'm a motherfucking monster!" Like she was gonna flip it on us because she has that ability to go here and if that's
Mm-hmm.
what Barbara say.
Mm-hmm.
She's I like it. That's considered fun and
Easy
range.
response.
So for that, she just showed us I know how to act for 10 minutes. I know how to, thank you, Donald Trump. She said that like 11 times. And that's when I was like, okay, what's this girl talking about? So like you said, I don't know if she really has everybody's undivided attention. And is she really, I don't know, for lack of a better, is she really being taken seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Is that part right there. But I'm
And is she
wondering,
really serious?
right. And is your heart really into it? Would you really put like a black cloak over your face and then, do like Prince did and set up accounts and credits quietly to get things done and tell people they don't need to know your name? Are you really that person? Clearly, I don't know. So let's see. But I'm also thinking, where were you with, remember Naja Chabana? You want to say something to the people?
Mm-hmm.
Remember Naja had catfish dude and she used a liking to Nicki Minaj.
She did.
Remember that whole thing? And then we couldn't find her. Where was Nikki for that?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you take your podium for that, Nikki? Why didn't you step up to the UN for that?
Shabana.
Because Naja was getting stuff done. Y'all
This
need
is
to
my
fix your
team.
streets. My
Mm-hmm.
team, you guys need to fix your streets. You need to this, you need that. We thought she was a damn politician. Didn't she now? We're like, who is this new politician over there from Brooklyn?
I think she's from Queens.
Oh, she about to be president. I'm coming to
Ooh,
get shit
this
done.
is my team. That was funny.
Yeah. So it's like, somebody else will look at Nicki Minaj and be like, where you from? Brooklyn, Queens? Fix Queens.
Mm-hmm.
Fix Queens up first before you. And
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
what
Absolutely. There's plenty of things you could walk right outside your door
he'd
and
be like,
get fixed.
this gentrification ain't right. Hold on a minute. This was my neighborhood. Like, there's so many, like I say, Willis and Arnold need a home too.
Willis and Arnold.
I'm gonna get me a Willis and Arnold. Willis and Arnold need a home too.
Oh boy.
And then speaking of what's happening in Nigeria, Portia Williams, we were trying to figure out what reality show she was from. She's from one of them. And I know
Real
she was
Housewives
on
of Atlanta.
Housewives of Atlanta, and she was on. Actually, I liked her on. Is it Extra or Page Six? One of those. Like,
One of those. Yeah, she
right,
was.
she was on one of
She's not on
those
there
with,
anymore. I don't know.
with,
She's
with
not on there
Crackhead. What was his name? Craighead. And anyway, her ex was deported back to Nigeria.
anymore. Gabodia or something. I think his
Right,
name is
and it was
something.
just a headline. So I'm like, oh, they're really sending people back. Like,
Mm-hmm.
go on. And I'm sure he was like, no,
Yeah.
Stella. He was like, get your filthy paws off my silky drawers. What's that from?
Oh, that's Grease. Hey.
Oh, I will
Mm-hmm.
hit
That
you with
was
a.
that was Rizzo.
Oh yeah.
Her song, "Look at
Like
Me, I'm
me, I'm
Sandra."
Sandra D. She was a bully for that. That was a mean bitch
She
move.
sure was.
She walked in.
It's so funny because when I look at that, and I think she said she was like in her 30s when she did that. She was playing in high
Wait,
school. Love it
wait.
though.
None of them, when you look back at it, none of them look like kids.
Hell no, they was all in their 30s with
You're the one
with
that I
home
want
job.
fresh. You are the one I want. Ooh, 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 just a gyrating. They were 12th graders? For real? Okay. Not John Travolta straight out of an AA meeting. He's not no damn 12th grader. With his little black loafers. He's a greaser. Danny was a greaser. That is my
Oh
movie.
man, he was a full grown man. A
Two
man.
black people in the band. Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
So follow That's What I'm Saying in your podcast app and turn on automatic downloads. It's free and it helps us keep making the show. Also, if you would like to be a show sponsor, use a link tree in the notes and select Become a Sponsor.
Mm-hmm. Also, y'all, we're everywhere. So our podcast home is on Acast and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube Music, and you can watch us weekdays on Island TV or just download the Island TV app. And if you want to be a guest on the show, have questions for the Weekend Z Report, leave us a voicemail. Just go to our Linktree TWIS Pod, scroll to the bottom, and leave a voice message.
Boom, boom, bam. Yes, y'all. Family, we built a very special members corner on Supercast. It's only $4.99. You know what I say about $4.99? $4.99. It's really nothing. So you'll get access to a monthly live show with Q&As with us and exclusive access to the private Twist Pod fam. So this is a Facebook group where our Twist Pod fam members get to vote on topics for future shows, shout outs, behind the scenes, all of it. So hit the link in the notes to join Twist Pod live.
Also, y'all, follow us on Instagram at TwistPod. And if you are a brand looking to get more exposure for your products or services to people that look like us, tap on our link tree and just hit sponsor us, and we can get you in a few minutes.
Tamar Braxton's ex-husband, Vince, he looks unrecognizable. Now, you know, Vince, who was her first husband that we all know of in the beginning, and he was a big guy. I know they have a son together. Well, he's been out in public shaking a tail feather with a new body. So
You
he's
said he was doing the
unrecognizable.
Harlem Shake. What'd you say?
Yes. I can't even do it. I look like an old lady.
He's doing the Harlem Shake. So I did get a chance to see the video of him, and yes, he's lost a significant amount of weight. I think it's Ozempic weight. He said what was said, but he still looks heavy to me, which is cool.
You don't think he's skinny now?
I wouldn't give him skinny. I wouldn't give him skinny. I know you said skinny. No, he's definitely slimmed down, but he has that extra skin.
Okay.
Yes.
The extra skin, like the hang down.
The belly skin.
So
Belly skin.
the belly skin. Sometimes I feel as though when I see people again in the public eye, and I will tell you a story about somebody I did know. When you see people in the public eye who just lose weight and they don't do it the fair way, sometimes their faces don't look right. Like I think Jennifer Hudson, when she was Effie, I think she looked better, bigger. And then I remember like she started to lose some weight. She got a little gaunt looking in the face, and it just doesn't look like a healthy. For me, that's what I see sometimes in some people. And again, losing weight is a great thing, and it is an achievement to be. I gotta give it to you because food is good. I get it. Sleep is good, food is good. So trust me, I understand. Then I see who else was it? I feel like I seen Lizzo. Lizzo's fabulous. She's real pretty. She's
still a big girl, which
now,
I like.
Now we were saying, is she Ashley Stewart or is she Forever 21? You were trying to find the range, and I was saying she's not Lane Bryant Ashley Stewart.
21. Even though Forever 21 has a plus size, they do. But Ashley Stewart is specifically.
Is it called Not Forever 21?
Well, first of all, Forever 21
Their line
is out of business. So they go.
Right. Their line would be Not Forever 21 no more.
But I like because Lizzo is she's still a big girl, and I like that. Like I like that she didn't totally become a whole
disappear
other person and just shed half of herself. Like, and maybe she's on that weight loss journey to get there. I don't know, but I think she is. It looks more natural to me.
She's working out. She's posting her progress.
Yes. So okay, I love that. However you can get, whatever makes you happy, however you can get it, as long as you can do it the healthy way.
And as long as as long as Lizzo's not wearing see-through dresses at the Knicks game, bending down to fix her laces in front of the children.
Oh man, with the crack, she showed her crack.
She was all in the see-through, and everybody's like Lizzo, and that's when they were like, you're body shaming because if she was smaller, like when Rihanna rolls up on the red carpet and she's all see-through sheer, nobody has nothing to say, and it's like, yeah, but this isn't the red carpet. This is a game. You almost made it to the kiss cam, honey. Your cheeks, so that was a whole thing with her. So anyway, I'm thinking that Tamar, I know she's had some dating issues here and there. And did you see the Tubi? It was like a Tubi clip of her in a movie with Safari. Is his name Safari? Who was the one that was dating?
That was writing Nicki Minaj's lyrics.
That's Safari, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one?
So they say he's very well endowed.
Safari?
So,
Wait.
I don't know. That's all I know
Anyway,
about it.
so I got a clip of Tamar and what's her name's? I want to say her ex-husband from one of these Mona Scott reality shows. And I thought, like, is this real? And it was like, this is a Tubi movie they doing. And it is absolutely terrible.
Oh,
Even
and
just the
all the more
5 minutes
reason
I
why you
saw.
want to watch it.
I was like, are they serious? Wait, I think he was like, why would I put my mouth on those lips that been around other dicks? And I was like, well, I gotta find you the clip. It was, and he has like,
Tubi gonna go the extra mile. If you want some ratchet, Tubi gonna go. Tubi gonna go all the way there, all the way
so
to the extra mile.
I'm thinking Tamar may look at Vince now and spin the block and be like, look, these streets is
Well, you
cold.
you remember how much she loved him though? Tamar loved Vince as big as he was. She genuinely loved her
It
husband. She did
was.
not care.
I like that. I
And
like,
I
and
like I
everybody.
like that too. Like it definitely wasn't for his looks. And I mean, he's responsible for discovering Lady Gaga. That's his
Mhm.
thing.
His claim
So
to fame.
she
They had
loved,
it.
but I Tamar loved Vince. I don't care how big he was.
She loves him well, and then people would always say like, well, he got to have money because he's crushing her. Like he's a he's a big, and he ain't no petite big.
But
And
she did not have any problems with it, I don't think.
she
Like
didn't that was the
she
one thing
loved him.
she like right. Remember the show with the sisters, the Braxtons?
Braxton's.
And that she was the only one that would like dip off and be like, me and Vince. Like she always had to let everybody know, like her and Vince. And I was like, you know what? She seems to be the happiest married one. Like she really praises him. And then they had their son. And I remember the son told her she had beaties. She's like, what you say? He's like, Mama, you got beaties. She was like, don't say I got no diabetes.
Beaties.
It was so funny. Tamar, she brings a personality. I will give her that.
Mhm.
But it would be interesting to see if her and Vince find their way back together.
Okay, you put that out there. All right. All
You
right.
never know.
Mhm.
You never know. Really quick.
Mhm.
There was I think I sent it to you. It was a small video of everybody who were once upon a time in relationships that we forgot about.
Oh, no, you didn't. I didn't see that one.
And it was like Drake and Jennifer Lopez. Do you remember
Vaguely. I thought it
that?
was more of a
Yes.
rumor, but yes.
And then Rihanna and Leonardo DiCaprio
I remember that.
and Puffy and like Kate Winslet.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. It was a slew of people that it was like, oh shoot, we really did forget.
Oh, the one I forget, but I now remember is Nicole Kidman and
Make it good.
I know it's Nicole
Jamie
Kidman
Foxx. Jamie
and
Foxx.
what's the name from the Tribe Called Quest?
Q-Tip.
Q-Tip. That was her boo for a little
How
while.
about Q-Tip and Janet Jackson?
Oh, that's the way love goes.
Yeah, okay. Pootie
No,
Tang.
that he wasn't he in the video. That was him. He was the big in the song
Yes,
in the
you're right.
song. He was like
He's
sing
like,
a
song
song with
about
us,
me.
one about me. It was
Yeah,
Q-Tip.
that was cute. That was cute for a minute, and then
Q-Tip was getting around for a
he
little
had
bit.
he had something sexy was going on there. We was like, wait a minute now, hold on now. Anyway, so that I can go back and pull
Interesting.
that little video up. It was interesting to be like, we really did forget.
He
Like,
was out here
yeah, okay.
getting
Did
it.
you see the Eddie Murphy documentary on Netflix?
Of course I did. I told you to watch it because I thought
Did
it
you love
was
it?
phenomenal. It was so good. Just like you remember Eddie Murphy. So do you remember watching Saturday Night Live at our grandparents' house? Our grandmother was staying up till 11 o'clock just to watch Eddie Murphy. I don't know if you remember, but I
Yeah.
remember.
Oh yeah, because getting the hot tub too hot.
That was
It's
what was that
cold.
character name? I can't
James
remember.
Brown.
No, but he played James Brown, but then he played was it Silky something? Silky something. Silky was a pimp, was a former pimp. But my favorite was Buckwheat. Mine was Buckwheat all
Okay.
day.
Whooping
Okay.
Panub in all the wrong
Wrong
places.
faces.
Whooping
And then
Panub.
they did a whole series where Buckwheat got shot.
I
This was
remember.
way before
It's like Buckwheat got shot. Wait, and then do you remember he was Stevie Wonder and then Stevie Wonder guest
when
show?
he came in. Oh, that was so good.
That was because he always imitated Stevie Wonder. It was perfect because they looked alike for a hot
I
minute.
loved Saturday Night Live just for Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, Joe Piscopo, and Eddie Murphy
Oh, Joe Piscopo. I met Joe
ruled it
Piscopo.
at that time.
Can you
That
believe he
was
had a hit? Party all the time, my girl loves. I'm like, seriously, Eddie, with his little boots on, little boots. Wait. The best was when he did the song with Michael Jackson. When the world changed, he was in the back with a white beater on.
it was really like nothing that Eddie Murphy could not do.
It wasn't. It wasn't. We had to give it to him. But he is by far one of my favorite comedians, comics. He's iconic. He is so talented and he just has range. So when we see all the characters that he plays, I'm just always in awe with what he's doing. So it's like the respect, like there's nobody like him. I got to give it to him. I was disappointed they didn't talk about the movie Life.
Oh
So they
yes.
gave a whole range,
Martin
Seinfeld.
Lawrence.
I was like, yeah, it just a lot of Pete from SNL. I was like, some of the people were a little bit questionable for me.
Well, I
That spoke
got
on
Pete
him.
from SNL because he was on
I
SNL, and
know.
then they did a movie together.
Adam Sandler was just fine.
I got
Adam Sandler was
right.
just fine.
Okay. I didn't get Seinfeld until you pointed out, well, this is that the Jewish network, it was a network, so of
Oh,
course,
oh.
Seinfeld would be a part of that. But
And
I'm like, I
Seinfeld
don't
is,
remember Seinfeld from okay.
people assume that because I do stand up comedy, especially white comedians, or should I say just white people in general, they say the stuff to me like, remember that episode of Seinfeld when he left his clean? And they just assume because to them, he is the top notch. And I can tell you over 11 instances of different people over the years that they just assume that Seinfeld is it. And that's who and I'm just like, no, I don't watch
He's the
Seinfeld. And
bar.
it's like illegal. Like, you're a stand up
Yeah,
comedy?
I'm gonna tell you,
You don't watch
the
Seinfeld?
only one I watched was the Soup Nazi episode. I've never watched Seinfeld.
I've caught some episodes here and there. It's funny, I get. But if you ask me, if you say, Seinfeld's on or Martin's on, I'm gonna look at you like you stupid. I'm like, if you don't turn
Hmm.
Martin back on, if you tell
Right,
me Friends is on or Girlfriends or like or
right,
Living Single, I'm gonna look at you like if you. I don't want. I'm not. I'm just not. That's just me. I
right.
give respect to Seinfeld. I really do. He has a different way and a style, and I do like that he spoke very highly of Eddie. So that was great. But I
Hmm.
also had a chance to really look at the network of Jewish men that are very woven into Eddie's career. And like I said, it was a lot of
Hmm.
Steinbergs, a lot of Gersh, a lot, you know what I mean? I was like, ooh. And there's like all these men were speaking about Eddie from when he was 20. He said he should have been in right out of high school. He jumped into
19,
SNL.
20, yep.
So he
Yep.
did Delirious when he was like in his early 20s, and then Raw after. You know how young he was in his little suits? Then was it 48 Hours or Beverly Hills Cop soon came after. Trading Places came
The
after.
best.
Anyway, all these men speaking on it were white Jewish men. I said it, I saw it. And
That was
then
interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. And then and as much as I love Eddie, I just don't get Paige. I don't get Paige. I don't get this marriage to Paige.
so I'm
Did
with
you
you on
meet
that.
him before?
I met Eddie Murphy, and like I said, I don't get starstruck. I'm very like, you shouldn't eat just like me, like so. But when it came to Eddie, I was like, where is he at? Like, oh, my
Hmm.
booty's tight. Where is Eddie? Where is he? And I want to meet him. So yes, I was at a fundraiser event in California, and I had the pleasure. And my best friend made it her business, like, you're gonna meet Eddie Murphy, and oh man, it was great. And I will say that he got honored that night. And who presented him his award? Is it Shaquille O'Neal and Cedric the Entertainer? Everybody's in the building, but Eddie was like, oh, and his daughter was selling her paintings. She's an artist, and he bidded on her paintings, and that was really nice. And anyway, when I went to meet him, he was just so cool. Like, it's like, Shatara, she's a comedian. I was like, oh, hi. And he was looking at me like, let's talk. Like, really? Like, nice to meet you. And Paige, sitting next to him, was
Hmm.
very like, like, please, like, talk. Like, she was very like, welcome. She was so nice. So, other women would have been like, keep it moving, but she
Hmm.
wasn't. She knew what it was. She was a nice woman, and he talked about her for a few minutes when he got his award because Paige and Paige and Paige, and I was looking like, that's Paige. I was like, oh. So with all that, I don't get it either because he had a moment where he talked about accepting an award, and he said, I'm gonna tell y'all now. He was like, Black people, we ain't playing the caboose, and he said he was never invited to the Emmys or Grammys after that anymore. So what I'm getting to is, and then to hear him say he did, Harlem Nights with all his greats and so on. I'm just saying, like, what do I want to say? He's a very conscious Black man, it seems like. So I'm with you. I don't get Paige either.
And this, yeah. So
Am I
I'm
putting
just
this
like,
right?
can you be? This is a whole nother conversation, and we have to do it another day. But I'm just like, can you be conscious? Can you be this conscious Black man with a white woman by your side? I don't. I mean, I don't know. It's just interesting, and it threw me. The whole documentary threw me for a loop. That whole part because obviously, they seem happy. They got kids together, and he's reminiscing about his life, the love that he has for his brother Charlie. He said Charlie was the best comedian he's ever known. That was such an honor. He was, giving his brother flowers, talking about his upbringing between his mother and his father, and how his
Mm-hmm.
parents, his stepfather, his father, his mother, but you could tell a lot of his comedy was shaped by his upbringing, by his
Yes.
childhood. Sort of like yours. When I listen to you and I'm just like, Shatara, you remember the stuff from when we was little, like being kids, like Okay, but it's funny, right?
Yeah.
It
Mhm.
so he's presenting that, those childhood things, and even the way, even, as instrumental as some of these non-melanated people were in his career, he definitely seemed to move as a black man in a space that, like he said, I opened it up. It wasn't for me. Everybody pretty much
Yes,
came afterward.
that
Uh,
part.
you know, blockbuster movies. He was doing stand up, how he would continue to do stand up even in the midst of having these big movies, and just the way he's moving. And I'm like, but how? He does have a legacy of, he has black children. He has black children with a half black woman. He does have them, but
The Nicole, yeah.
yeah, but still, how do you share all of that in this point of your life with somebody that she wasn't even around? But she has no, it was like no connection. So, you know what? But you know what? It ain't my business for real.
Right. When you say that, like, yes, and you said before, like, it's not for me to get. Like, because I agree, she's like, yeah, I don't get it. We
Yeah,
were kind of like,
it's not, but it's right. It's
we
not
were
for me to get.
we were on the side of a cliff sipping our juices, like, we don't get it. We were a little lost with that, right? But
You imagine the laughs he would have with a sister, like, oh my goodness.
but I think that he got the laughs on us when he did Rasputia. And that's when people questioned it, was like, wait a minute. Are you laughing at us, Eddie? Or are you laughing with us? Because we like the character, but where are you coming from with
Mm,
this? So Rasputia was something where people, our community, question when he goes through Weisenberg, you know what I mean, to get these movies done. And you're not making us look, you're not putting us in a bright light for that. Funny,
mm-hmm,
yes, it was. But it made us question, like, wait a minute, what is this really about? What is the deal with you and black women? Before
mm-hmm.
we question Tyler Perry and black women, and how,
Right.
it kind of made us think that, like,
What's
do
your
you
motive?
really have love for us? So anyway, what also is interesting, how Arsenio being his friend for many years, and I like that Arsenio brought up the point that when he was coming up, one of the biggest people that he looked up to was Richard Pryor,
Yes.
and they pretty much pitted them against each other, because it was kind of like, well, Richard, now what? Eddie's coming, and they would show these questions where Richard Pryor would be in interviews with like Jay Leno, and so who's this Eddie kid? What do you think? And Richard was real. He was like, I don't like it, straight up. But the fact that Arsenio shed a light on the fact that in Hollywood, these two black men were pointed against each other. They were pit
Right.
against each other. Whereas in white, comedy and entertainment, that's not a thing. He said, you think Jeff Ross is really thinking about Howie Mandel? They don't do that.
Right.
And that's something that needed to be said.
Yeah, because it's like saying, for black comedians, or black people in this space, there's only room for one of you.
One at a
So
time.
y'all have to fight it out amongst yourselves, which one is going to come, because there's only room for one, and that's crazy that it's even like that.
Right. And it's unfortunate, because we pretty much push that narrative. We help push that narrative. So
Absolutely.
that's why I'm always like, don't, you don't got to worry about, but I'm in my own
It's the
lane. Like,
conditioning, right?
there's room for all of us, because I'm not trying to satisfy, the white culture. That's not really from, and this is just me personally speaking as a black comic. Like, I already see the politics and all that in it. So my people make me feel at home. I promise you that. And that's all that's to it. So as long as we keep in our own lanes, like not trying to satisfy, the white culture over there, then we
Hmm.
realize that we're vast,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
anywho,
Okay.
did you see Tom
What we
Cruise
got
getting
next?
down and cutting the rug with Debbie Allen?
I sure did.
At
I
the
sure
at the
did.
Oscars, Debbie
Hmm.
Debbie received an honorary Oscar for her choreography, dancing,
Yes.
acting. So she got her flowers, and then the after party was off the hook.
It
So
was
I just saw.
his speech was beautiful. Tom Cruise speech. It actually, I shed a little tear, a little something, because it was so endearing. I don't know where those words came from. If that was
Aw.
Tom truly, writing it, it was beautiful. He gave homage to her mother, to
Mhm.
her, saying, how unique she was, and just what she has added to the space, to humanity, was just off the chain. Just
Hmm.
beautiful, beautiful words. So Tom Cruise, he could have got it back in the day. What was my movie back in the day? Just take those old records off the shelf. That's when I first saw Tom Cruise.
With the shirt slide in the room?
Yes. We can't think of nothing. I don't know. That was his first movie, and I swear I had to like watch it late at night. Kind of sneak to watch it, because it was such a soft sex scene. Now when you look back, like with
Was he with an
I
older
think it
woman
was
in
Rebecca
that
De
movie?
Mornay. Well, she was a call girl. That's how they say it. So she was a call girl.
What was that
And he
movie?
called her, and that was gonna be like his first experience.
Was it Mystery Pizza or something like that?
No, heck no.
Wasn't it? What was it?
I'll
What
find it.
Come on, Tom Cruise's first movie. Okay. Well, I just looked at the clip of him getting down and dancing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just looked so happy. He did a little spin. It's like Kende. He was jamming, and I thought he's
Oh,
saying
his
in his
first
heart,
Risky Business, which was
risky
actually
business.
his first major movie. He did
First
some
major
other
movie.
stuff,
He
but
said, Tom,
Risky
Tom
Business.
dance. He said, I love black people. He's like, I love you. Like, we have a different energy. It just showed. He was like looking around. He's like
He
Jennifer
didn't
Lewis,
say
Melissa
that, but
Rashad.
okay, I get what you said. I was like,
I
wait, did he say
love.
that?
Yeah, no, it's just in his energy. He's like, he did a
Oh,
little
he just said,
spin.
yeah.
I
And
love black
what's funny
people.
to me is, he's very short.
Yeah, I know
I
you
think
pointed
he's
that
like
out.
5'7". He's a little guy, so but I still love him. I still, I like Tom Cruise.
I don't think Kate, his ex-wife, Kate,
Hmm.
what is her name? Kate, look at us. Kate, his ex-wife. Anyway, I didn't realize that he was short until they were standing together on the
Oh my
carpet.
gosh, she's like a foot taller than him.
That's when it was like, and remember he
Yeah,
was so excited to be in love with her. He was jumping off the couch.
what the story I love though was how she had talked about when she was a teenager, 16 years old, how she
Woo!
pictures of him on her wall. Remember back in the day, you used to take the pictures out of the magazines. I don't know what magazine did they have. We had
You
we
had
had
Word
Right
Up.
On,
Plus, you
and
had Word Up magazine. I
I
remember.
had Word Up and Right. They had it
Woo!
was something else that they had with all the, but I had it occasionally, those teen idols. So she said she had pictures of him on her wall, and like how you kiss kiss
Yup.
the
I used to.
poster.
Yup.
And I'm gonna tell you the power of manifestation, because she bought that whole thing in life, and then turned out he was a Scientologist and
Katie
kind of
Holmes.
crazy, kind of little Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. And
Did you call her
and
Kate? Yeah,
I did
Kate.
call her Kate.
Hmm.
Katie Holmes, and then he was Nicole Kidman, and then Katie Holmes was with Jamie Foxx. That's another one. Can we sip on the top of the mountain? I don't
Hmm.
get it.
And he tried to come back home.
Are birds flying by us? I don't get it. We have to make a little commercial for stuff like that. We just don't get it. But
Mm.
if that's where he felt at home, hope
Okay.
you help. Anyway, so yeah, Tom Cruise, Katie Holmes. There was something else I
Mhm.
want to say about Tom Cruise, but it's missing me. Anyway,
Mhm.
everybody has to go out and see the Michael Jackson biopic is coming out, and his nephew is playing Michael Jackson. His nephew Jafar is playing Michael Jackson.
Oh, the
So
nephew is playing Michael Jackson.
no,
I
it's
thought
his
he was
nephew.
okay. This will
Mhm.
be cool. So it's coming
So
out in April next year. That'll be cool.
April, yeah, and that's gonna be here before you know it. So I'm there for it. Fuqua is producing, directing, all
Oh,
that good stuff.
it'll be
So it's
great.
supposed to be dope.
Antoine, my boo
Antoine
Antoine.
Fuqua, you know. So MJ fans get ready. So and the one thing people are joking on now is, do you remember Flex played Michael Jackson years ago? Jason Weaver has played Michael Jackson. Flex. People are like, this better not be another Flex Michael Jackson.
That flex one.
He's like, I don't know what. Like when they bring up clips and they show, it was like that was terrible. Like why?
Oh
That was
man.
Flux's blessing though. In his career at the time, I'm sure like doing stand up and he was a
Mhm.
dancing choreography. He was a
Oh,
moving man.
oh
I'm sure that
man.
was a hit. They were like, you got the part. He was like, what? Don't mess it up. I'm not gonna mess it up. I've been practicing. And sure
Oh
enough,
man.
now we just joke on it.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so yeah, that's April. I'm looking forward to it. And they said this better not go to Lifetime. It better not go to Amazon Prime. We're looking forward to be straight in the movies.
Cool. Cool. Okay.
Well,
All
yeah,
right.
that's all I got.
All right.
Can I read a meme to you really quick?
Sure.
Okay, so my son came home saying some little boy was picking on him. So I called the school and I set up a meeting with the parent. Baby, when I tell you that little boy daddy walked in looking fine, I looked at my son and said, that's about to be your brother, so you better learn how to get along. Oh, I saw
Oh,
this.
that's
I was like, baby,
y'all better
y'all
y'all
learn to
better
get along.
y'all
Oh,
better hold hands, patty cake or something. Yeah. Yeah.
that was just funny. I'd laughed so hard at this. I was like, oh,
Oh,
that's a good one.
parenting. Okay. All right.
All right, let's
So
get,
let's get into the woke minute.
I'm here for it.
So a little ham clap, because the government shutdown has finally over. I think it opened back up last week.
Last week.
So I'm gonna just give my little take on what is going on now, especially since we have these Epstein emails that have come out. So my take is that all of this was an orchestrated event. The shutdown was a tool that was used to basically, because they had to vote on getting all these emails and documents out to the public. So the shutdown actually came at a time where they couldn't vote. It actually delayed the vote for whatever
Mm,
reason. Some people are
mhm,
saying that the reason so that they can redact and go through, however.
mhm,
So
mhm,
the House Oversight Committee, or the Democrats, they basically released a batch of emails and other documents from Jeffrey Epstein's estate.
mm,
So the emails, some of the crazy things that we are learning is there's a 2011 email from Epstein to Ghislaine Maxwell. That's the one she's serving out her 20 years for child trafficking, for sex trafficking. So they're talking about Trump saying, quote, Trump is a dog that hasn't barked, meaning that he hasn't publicly come out and talked about the things that were going on. We talked with Epstein Island, what was going on, and behind the scenes. There's also a 2019 email between Epstein and a writer, Michael Wolff, who's also a journalist, where he says that, quote, Trump knew about the girls and that Trump even asked Ghislaine Maxwell to stop bringing them. But Epstein is very much saying that Trump did not participate one-on-one in the abuse that was going on. He did reference Trump spending hours with one of these women and the Epstein's home. But Virginia Giuffre, she is the one. Let me just break down who she is. So Virginia was a spa attendant at Mar-a-Lago, which Mar-a-Lago is owned by Trump. And she is the one who said that she was recruited by Ghislaine and when she was a teenager, to become part of Epstein's sex trafficking network. So she wrote about her experiences, and she actually became a vocal advocate for survivors of sex trafficking, and she also founded a nonprofit. So she is the one, this is Giuffre, I believe. She's the one who says that she was trafficked by Prince Andrew, and they did that whole cover up. He says no, but she sued and she got a large settlement. And then she also sued Ghislaine Maxwell for defamation in 2015, and they settled that case. So tragically, Miss Giuffre, she died by suicide earlier this year on a farm in Australia. And I didn't know, but I think she had three kids. But she's always been very vocal, and she's the one who said, kind of blew the lid on a lot what's going on. I actually want to read her book. So these are Epstein's own words. It's not sworn testimony. However, here's my going down a rabbit hole, because Shaun gonna go down a rabbit hole with some things, right? What if the reason these emails are being dropped now is because Israel wanted to, quote unquote, maybe punish Trump for not getting on board with attacking Iran and that whole aggressive path that they're looking to take in Gaza and take it. This is a power takeover. So Trump has not moved the way that Israel has wanted him to. So maybe Israel was the one that kind of leaked all this, or at least did it to kind of shift the pressure in Washington over there. So Epstein, we know, was a convicted, very rich sex trafficker. But what's coming out is that he was also possibly, and I'm gonna say, more than likely, an intelligence asset. Basically, he was playing both sides with Israel and the United States. I mean, he was a power broker. A lot of the stuff you're talking about, I believe Epstein was a college dropout who became a professor, however that happened. And the next thing you know, he's brokering huge deals, multi-billion-dollar deals, between countries. I mean, how does that happen other than you are put in a place to do those things? So there's even a story about Epstein was housing an intelligence officer, an Israeli intelligence officer, in his Manhattan apartment. Like it was, running kind of like a safe house for Israeli officials. So this is what's coming out in the public. Again, we know that Epstein was abusing underage girls. We know that Trump knew about it, that Trump spent time at Epstein's house with some of these women, not sure if they are girls. And we know that he asked Ghislaine not to bring the girls, so to speak. And we're thinking the girls means underage individuals. So one other thing, and I thought this was, this is a power thing, right? So Epstein was trying to blackmail Trump. That's evident what's coming out. And they use this word political currency. In other words, they could blackmail him by saying, okay, if Trump ever got into, I guess, the public and said, hey, I wasn't at Epstein, I don't have nothing to do with him, they could use that as political currency to blackmail him. To benefit whatever thing is going on. So this is a whole mess. What's your thoughts on this?
That is a whole mess. And and what you said just makes a lot of sense. So when I hear all this, I just think, this is just it's the boys club. It is white entitled men with a lot of power, and they're abusing that power. Hence the fact that this is such a big case that we have the government shutdown and there's a domino effect. And, all of a sudden all this stuff gets leaked. Supposedly, to me, it sounds like it was white clean, because now he was there, but he was good. He was there, but he was on his best behavior. So now it's just like, really? So now what? Because I think Trump was just like, go ahead, tell. You know what? Forget it. Like, forget it. Y'all go ahead, release it. Whatever.
Mhm.
Whatever. And what are the chances that now he's saying release it and things are said nicely about him, supposedly? So is that part that just makes me go, okay, whatever. I do have to remember who our president is. Before he became the president of the
Right.
United States, we all know that he was a big time real estate,
I
man
remember
of New
watching
York
the news
City.
with our granddaddy, like, that
Yeah,
was
Trump
he
was
was
walking through New York City. He had the Trump Towers. I've stayed at his hotel in Vegas.
mhm, very
It was
nice.
beautiful. Yep, good time. I like that on the mural in the, I want to say, in one of the restaurants. It says, "If you're gonna dream, dream big." And I had my brunch at this meal, and I said, you know what, I like that. That was years ago, and I like that. If you're gonna dream, dream big. And he really manifested all of that. So he was also somebody who was on reality TV. So he likes entertainment. He likes to put together a cast of people. He lived on the hashtag "You're fired." That was his jam. He had the interview with Billy Bush saying, I used to say, grab him by the pee. So forward and wow. But he's like, like, I'm a playboy. And that sounded very much like a pimp. He was talking I was like, what
Pimp
hip hop
talk.
track am I listening to? And
Mhm.
all jokes aside, and then there were women that came out talking about the sexual abuse and so on. And he's paying people off. And I just thought, oh, okay, but this is who we voted for. So none of this stuff surprises me. I do think that the shutdown was a bit of a distraction. Like you said, there's some political currency happening there. And I'm sorry that sex is the power that is the currency. Like, I got stuff on you, I got stuff on you. I
So
got stuff
yeah, so
on you.
this is crazy. So here, from what has Trump said, of course he's denying all the wrongdoing. He has nothing to do with anything. Trump points to how he banned Epstein from Mar-a-Lago some years back, and Trump also points to Jeffrey in her book where she says that Trump didn't harm her at all. But this, I mean, it looks bad. And on top of that, Epstein supposedly unalived himself during Trump's term in office. Is crazy.
So what are the chances that, I would say, Ghislaine, right? Ghislaine and
Mhm.
Epstein, these are two people that supposedly took their lives, all in
Well,
the
no,
wake of.
Ghislaine, no,
No,
Giuffre.
I'm
So
sorry.
Virginia Giuffre,
Guffrey. I'm sorry, Guffrey. She took her life. I apologize.
Mhm.
Ghislaine, she's in prison right now. She's doing her
Mhm.
time for the trafficking, which I think at this point she might as well just come out and say, you know what I got to lose? I'm in here doing time. I got a memory of files. Call me. I'll write the book. What she got to lose at this point? Or I'm sorry to say this, we find out that then she took her life as well while she's in prison because she's ready to start singing.
All right,
Two
let's.
people that have
Mhm.
taken their lives over these files.
Giuffre, no, I'm only speculating, just like we speculating. But I think what is important for us to really look at is, what does this really mean?
Hmm.
We American citizens, we don't. The average American citizen does not play in this political arena. We
Hmm.
don't know. We hear things, but we're talking about the wealthy elite, these foreign governments who are, our hands is there, our hands is in this. And let me not use our, because this is not me. This is their hands in certain governments, the intelligence networks, the billionaires. They're playing an entirely different game that most of us never even see. We don't touch this. And this, unfortunately, that's where the actual power is, because it's shaping our world.
Hmm.
They're out. And what is so crazy to me is
Hmm.
that as for all of the sex trafficking and sexual exploitation that has been exposed, whether it's with Diddy, but with these white power players, these at these elite levels, the level of cover-ups, the level of delays, the level of burying and redacting information and sealing and doing all of this, you can't have a democracy if everything is done, if all the decisions is done in the dark. And that's what we're seeing here. It's major power that is, they're moving to pieces. So we get, this blackmail, political currency, and that struck me. The fact that they're moving to generate political currency, and the political currency, the name of the game is blackmail. That's what they mean. The political currency is, what do you have on the other person? What dirt do you have that you can use for the benefit of whatever you're trying to do? That's crazy.
I always say, like Trump is a cowboy, like he's a gangster, like he's a crook. I think of a lot of these shows we watch where, let's say you have gangsters, or let's say we watch Boardwalk Empire, and y'all know, if you remember, Nucky had this book, and his book had tabs on everybody
This black
around
book, yep,
town. You know what
yep.
I'm saying? When alcohol was illegal at the time, and it was politicians and hookers and you name it, and when that book is gone, oh my God, houses are burned because of this book. People are dying because of this book. So
Yep.
this is kind of like the whole, to me, I'm looking at it it. Like in comparison, you take nepotism, my son, my daughter, long family wealth. This is all white power and privilege playing out, not for the good, not for the good, not for the people, but it's playing out for all of us to see. And like you said, we really have to look at our everyday and go, wow, what kind of political regime are we under?
Because this ain't democracy. And just a note on the whole Trump blowing Bubba email that came
Oh,
out. And
Bubba.
I mean, memes on memes, had a field day with that. I saw Trump dressed in a blue dress like Monica Lewinsky, and because so there was this viral Bubba thing that came out. In the email is based on a 2018 email between Jeffrey Epstein and his brother Mark, where they're joking and they're asking about this. Does Putin have the photo of Trump blowing Bubba? But Mark Epstein himself, he says that it's not a reference to Bill Clinton, even though Bill Clinton is supposedly known as Bubba. People assume it was Bill Clinton he was talking about. But Mark Epstein will not say who is actually referring to. But he did say, this was a joke between brothers. It was not meant to be a serious allegation, which, I think about that. Can you imagine having all of our conversations made public for people to just, for people to just pick and choose what they want? So I took the memes were going crazy, and people say, "Oh, that's it's Bill Clinton on his knees or giving, or was he a top or a bottom?" I'd heard everything. Everything was being said.
Wow.
But again, I tend to believe what Mark Epstein was saying. This was between brothers joking,
right.
Not intending for it to be made known to the world and making
who's
our
that Bubba?
president
They were
look.
like, they said, who's the Bubba? It's nobody y'all know. Nobody y'all know. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Couldn't. So yeah, this is just the trickle down effect of corruption. This is what we are seeing.
Yeah. And I would love to be like, I want no parts of it. It has nothing to do with me. They can figure it out amongst themselves. I never made up bankruptcy. I don't know what it is. Y'all, that's y'all rules. Y'all make up as y'all go. However, in the world we live in today, it is a trickle domino effect. Hence the fact that there was a government shutdown.
Do you understand?
Hello
The
now.
whole thing was orchestrated.
Yeah.
Around this. So the bottom line is more files are definitely coming, as Congress is pushing to pass what's called the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which is going to force the DOJ to bring these records out to the public. So that's definitely in line. And then we're going to see Trump's reaction. This is I liken him to the emperor that has no clothes. Do you remember that story?
I like this story. Tell me again.
Where I don't know if it was the jester or it was the kid, the jester or someone in the court, convinced the king that the best thing to wear was nothing and to go outside and flaunt his little dangly dang and out in the public because that was the best thing to wear is no clothes. However, and that story reminds me of Trump. He's the emperor that has no clothes. He's just that person. So, at first Trump was calling this all a hoax. And then, like you said, suddenly then he was like, well, fine, release everything. Probably because they was combing through stuff and like scrubbing it. So, he wouldn't be implicated directly. That's likely what has happened here. So,
yeah, for people who know Kevin Spacey in House of Cards, a lot of that's happening. I truly believe it.
And you see the actor Kevin Spacey in real life. He said he's homeless.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, he's homeless. He's not been, he hasn't really been able to work in Hollywood. It's been a whole thing.
Right, because those boys came out and said
I'm not calling him. They whiteballed him. That's what they did.
No.
But okay.
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Where we at?
Crazy times. Shall we move into the other room? Come on in here. Come on in. Well, welcome in. Make yourself comfortable. This is the Weekend D room.
Take your shoes off.
It's the Weekend Dick Report room. There's no Puffy Daddy here. There's no baby oil.
Puffy Daddy.
Come in, sit with us, put your feet up, get comfortable. So we are at the Weekend D, y'all. If you have a comment or question for the Weekend D report, leave us a voicemail. Go to our link tree, go on down there, go to TWIS Pod, scroll to the bottom, and leave a voice message. That's always so dope to hear y'all because we're listening. So we're writing a book, my sister and I here, and it is called The Player's Handbook to Heartbreak. Is that how I put that text that day when I hit you up?
The Player's Heartbreak Handbook.
Player's Heartbreak. And we were like, oh, we should do a book. So each week we'll be unpacking a chapter from our upcoming book. And tonight's chapter is called Boomerangs Only Return to Places that They're Welcome.
We're calling it Boomerangs and
Boomerangs and Backshots. No. It is the Weekend D. Come on. That's usually how the boomerang goes. It goes, woo, bow. Where's the button?
No, boomerangs and love bombs, or love bombs and boomerangs. Working title.
Boomerang. Okay, so we'll work on it. Okay, so here we go. Hey, ladies, I really need your help because I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle I can't get out of. I've been off and on with this man for almost 4 years. Take note, y'all. Every time I finally move on, he pops back up with these deep emotional confessions, late night calls, where he tells me I'm the only person he can really talk to, that he feels safe with me, that no one understands him like I do. And I'll be honest, when we reconnect, the sex is amazing. And it makes me feel like maybe this time it's different. But then he switches just like a motherfucker. One minute he's pouring his heart out, and the next he's saying stuff like, I need to get rid of the extra in my life. And I can't tell if he means me. Or he'll say, I'm getting there, when I ask what he actually wants with me. Like loving me is some long-term project he's still thinking about. Every time I pull back, he starts love bombing again, apologizing, talking about how he doesn't want to lose me. But once I let him back in, he goes right back to being distant and self-centered. Why does he keep boomeranging back in my life? And how do I finally break the cycle? Da-dum.
Do
Netflix
your
is about to
thing. Do
start.
your Christina from from Mommy
Jesus
Dearest.
Christ. It's cold in here. Ooh. Winter's coming, Jon Snow.
Mm.
I want to be the lady in Game of Thrones. I got my Game of Thrones t-shirt on, by the way. Game of
Oh, do
Thrones.
you?
Yep. When they walked her through the street, remember they took the queen.
Shame. When they took
Shame, shame.
Cersei through the streets.
Cersei, they had Cersei on the
Shame. Threw
street.
shit and tomatoes at her.
Cersei was like, "I'm gonna get your ass." He was like, "I'm gonna get
She
you."
sure did. Okay.
Okay, so what do you say?
Let me first speak from a place of love and experience, because I feel like I have been there, sis, and I'm listening to you and I hear you. But let me drop this, because I'm hearing you explain this man, and I see a man who is not confused at all. He's just comfortable. So hear me when I say this. A man who is confused, you're not gonna see him. He out. He's ghost. He disappeared with the wind, because that confusion will keep him away. But a man who is comfortable, he gonna do that boomerang shit. He gonna keep coming back. So that, to me, he's comfortable. So let's see, like, okay, so let's unpack. What is he comfortable with? What is he comfortable with when it comes to you? You are his therapist. You are his. He can come to you and he can refuel his ego and keep his Tesla
Mm,
going.
mm,
You provide a soft, women, we want to be peace, but we have to be peace to ourselves. You provide a soft place for him to come and land with the chaos, with the nonsense. You're giving him sex, so of course, that's a win-win for any man out here. He's giving you what has gone on in his probably his home life, his family life. He's telling you about how his daddy treated him, how his mother didn't treat him, all of these things, all of this emotional support that you are giving him. So you are giving him all of this access to you without any commitment. He's giving you nothing, and it's speaking nothing about commitment. So what is that? It's the emotional crumbs that sometimes we be trying to make a whole meal out of these little emotional crumbs we get, because
mm, mm.
part of what's wrapped into that is intimacy, right? You having
Right?
sex. So we women, because we are receivers and everything is inside, we feel like a lot of times we're equating those emotional little crumbs, the attention he gives late night, y'all on the phone. We're confusing that with intimacy. You are confusing that with some sort of intimacy that has a potential to grow, when in fact that's his hook. He out here fishing, like that's what he's using to hook. It's not to build a relationship. He needs a place to offload all of the shit he got going on
Mm,
and
mm,
pretend like it's intimacy. Like that, to me, that's an energy vampire. Once you allow them type of vampires in your house, what they gonna do? They're gonna suck up all the energy that's around. That's what they're there for.
mhm,
So even when he's saying, I'm getting there, wherever there is, that's not where you are. It's clear. I'm getting there. It's to me, I'm hearing, I'm getting to a place where I can figure out what my real options are. That's the language that
mm,
he's speaking. Because here's what, and I'm gonna just end this here. And I have so much for sis, because I've been in that situation, And it takes an understanding of knowing that people gonna people. And when I say that, I mean, when it comes to matters of the heart, if he wanted to love you, he gonna love you. That's it. If he wanted to choose you, he gonna choose you.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Love and all, it doesn't take 4 years to figure out where my almost or I'm getting there. It just doesn't.
Ooh.
So, you're using sex. Sex is sex. Sex gonna sex. Sex gonna do what it is.
Right.
But please don't confuse that with that emotional closeness that truly is what you want, and it's giving you those rose-colored glasses to think that this closeness I'm giving him, which is the closeness of my body and my time, is going to equate to he's going to reciprocate and nurture me back because I'm
No.
showing, because all you doing is just playing in the boomerang cycle.
Right.
That's not a relationship. You and I hate the term situationship, but this is a newer term that explains what is in today's society. This is what goes on. This is it's prevalent. This is what happens, is those situationships, and that's what she's in.
Right.
So I said a lot because I
good.
feel it, and I think she already knows this. That's why you're saying, something she said about kind of like every time he comes back, and am I pretty much, are you fall? You falling. You falling for it. So okay, I'm a be quiet for a second because I want to put my words together on how do you get out of this. But Shatara, what do you?
So when you say like the sex is amazing, that's a big highlight. And for women, we can't play the game like men. I just know that being very young and learning about men versus women started back when I used to play house. And I'm going to tell you, we would have our dolls and we would watch Young and the Restless. And I remember that it would be sometime men caught cheating, right? And these are successful people with money, whatever. And I'll never forget holding my doll. And I remember the one question I noticed these women would always ask after these men were caught cheating, they would say, "Do you love her?" Now I take this with me into my adult years because there's something to that. So because as women, we understand that a man can have sex with you and not really be emotionally connected to you. So that would be the kicker. And if that man hesitated on that question, ooh, he's not making it to episode 2. That's we knew. We'd be shaking our little dolls like, ooh, me and Nelly be like smoking our little Lucky Strike bubblegum cigarettes. Like, girl, Victor Newman is coming home tomorrow. Right? But it was a matter of him even hesitating on the If he even thought he loved her, that's when a woman knows, like, I don't got you like that. Because 9 times out of 10, he could be like, it was just sex. I don't love her. It was just sex. And he could plead for his life because I hate to say it, we know it's not right. I'm not justifying you men for stepping out, but we know that you're able to just have sex. So it sounds like you are with somebody who's just having sex with you. And for him to say after 4 years, I need to get rid of the extra in my life, that's damn near offensive. I don't know why your kitty cat didn't jump and go, bitch, what do you say? You know what I'm saying? That's when you have a little, let's go, little kitty cat. I think it's time to go. Beyonce, you don't want no more. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. No, that's the foot with the teeth out. The foot. That's a big the foot. Did he just say, I need to get rid of the extra? And you thought, even if he didn't mean it like that, you thought he could be talking about you? Oh, no, this is somebody who's not deserving of having you. So I always feel like if you need to find out what's happening with you and a person, out of 4 years you've been having sex, then go on a sex diet with this person specifically and find out what's really going on. Take sex off the table and then see how he acts. And I'm not trying to say play games and give him a little hint and jump here. No, just take sex off the table. That's it. Take it off.
I agree.
Cut the phone calls down, because as women, sometimes, and I'm just speaking from experience, sometimes sex can blur the lines for us. It blurs our understanding.
And it's a natural thing. It's not, this is how we are wired. It's of course it does.
Messed up. It's a messed up thing. You're like, I love him.
We are receiving. We are receptacles of it. So of course it's gonna mess up our whole circadian rhythm, our whole clock.
Yeah, that's why the term dickmatized is a thing. Because we have to. It's not love. He has me dickmatized. You're the Walking Dead. You know what I mean? The what you doing text comes in. I'm up. I'm here. What time?
Wipe the sleep out your eye.
Shit. What time? Oh, I'm good. I'll be up.
Where are you? 75 miles away? I'll be there in 20 minutes.
Well, good. You good? I'm good. We've been there before. We know what that is. However, if you play in the game to be like, I'll put him in the cabin and I got other fish in the sea. But if you are really in your heart feeling like, I want to see what's going on with us, sounds as though he gave you 4 years to let you know what's going on with y'all. He already gave you the
Absolutely.
4 years. That's it. That's all you
I
needed.
mean, he's shown you who he is for the whole 4 years. That's the part. It's the part that for us as women, like, you gotta believe what
That's
he's
it.
showing you. He's
That's it.
shown you who he
Yeah.
is
And,
for the last four
and let me
years.
tell you
So
something. Yeah.
for her, I and this is hard sometimes because as you said, that stigmatization it's so strong. But this is where she is. She's the whole walking zombie. That's all this really is. So you got to break
4
that cycle.
years.
So how do you do that?
4 years.
Number one, just stop picking up the phone. Stop picking up the calls. Whether them late night calls, whatever it is, stop picking up the call. You ain't 911. It ain't no emergency. It's okay.
Yeah. And
It's okay.
And the fact is that, and I'm also, feeling like I have to say this. You can't make somebody be where you want them to be. You can't
Absolutely.
make them be. Ain't nothing like being on the same page with somebody and saying, you want that? I want that too. You there? So in other words, with or without you, this is where I'm at. Oh, that's
Absolutely.
such a peace of mind to find somebody on the same page. And then sometimes those are people where you and that person don't even work out. But you know what I mean? It was good. No, I wish you the best. No, I wish you the best because you were just honest in where you were going in life.
Right.
If again, after 4 years, for all you know, he might just be great for you 7 years down the line, hypothetically. Once you're married and you on with your life, he might come
Mhm.
back and be like, I'm ready now. I didn't even recognize you were the best thing for me. And you'd be like, well, damn, hold on a minute. Sit down, talking to your kids in the house and your husband coming home. You might be on a whole nother chapter in your life. But the
Mhm.
one thing you didn't do is you didn't wait for him to be where you wanted him to
Absolutely.
be
Though
in
that
life.
absolutely.
That's what
But
you got to
that's
recognize.
the
The Hudson River is big. Oh, the Hudson River is big. But let me tell you something. The
mhm.
Atlantic Ocean is huge. That's how you got to look at. Might be
Mhm.
hard to
Yep.
find your right fish, but trust me,
Yeah, that
throw
definitely.
your
I,
net
I
back.
I like. Yeah, absolutely. She definitely needs to hear that. You not waiting on him. What you really waiting on is the version of you that's gonna finally stop settling for
Yeah.
the potential that he's not reaching. That's the real wait. You are waiting on you to get to the version of you that doesn't give that type of person access to you. So it's also talking about valuing yourself and knowing your worth. Because the minute you stop giving him access, all of the calls, all of the therapy sessions that you are providing to him, the sex, all of that emotional support, the minute you stop giving that level of access to him, see what kind of person, see what comes back. He ain't gonna come back because
Let me ask
now
you.
he's not. It's not comfortable. You didn't. It can't be you're not a comfortable landing
Yeah.
spot anymore.
Yeah, and I'm not saying to be mean and to be
Mhm.
all, no, because you have already showed that you're dope.
Cordial.
And
Mhm.
those are the people who they always come back around because they know that like you're a great person. You are always going to be that person who like, damn, she was a good person. And that's where you want to stay. You want to stay on a good level. No need to
Mhm.
go cut in his car. There's no need to key the side of his car.
Take the windows out of his
Yeah,
car.
there's no need to do
He's
any of that, because you're not
Mhm.
mad. You're not mad. You just accept that, we're just not in the same place. And I just wish you all the best. And that's it. But I'm going to ask you
Yep.
this, my sister. Have you ever looked back in your repertoire or your record or your catalog? Let's call it a catalog. Have you ever looked back at your catalog, right? And saw some characters in there and said, the woman I am today would never even give him the time of day.
Absolutely.
Isn't that
It's,
some great self growth?
absolutely.
Isn't that some good growth?
I
What is
mean,
growth? The
because
woman I am today?
right. I mean, I'm constantly evolving. So I could go, the woman that I am today would have never even put up with somebody from yesterday
And
sometimes.
and sometimes it's not even putting up with. Sometimes it's just that the woman I am today, like I wouldn't even connect with somebody
Right.
on
The
that front.
evolution be so real
Right?
that it wouldn't even make any sense, And
Right?
to be at a place of grace where it's like, I'm thankful that I was at that place. I'm thankful because I learned
Yeah.
whatever it is. And and I count it all joy. That's what I tell myself. I
Yeah.
have to look at that. So
Yeah.
even then, mistakes and heartbreak, whatever, however it panned out, it was for my greatest and highest good. And
Yeah.
I honestly believe that. So,
Mhm.
you
It was
know.
a good run. I was like that. It was a good run. I found
Mhm.
myself saying
Had
that.
a
Oh,
good run,
yeah,
right.
one guy was
We
like,
had a
wait, he
good
wanted
one.
me to be
Had
mad.
a good one.
What do you mean? I was like, no, it was a good run. Like, you're not mad? I'm
But
like, I'm not mad at
we
anything.
definitely ain't going back.
It was a pleasure. And I will say, when this young lady gets over this
Right.
little hump
That's
and she,
so
gets the
sweet.
boomerang out the back of her neck, she will be so much better, and she will be glad that she had that experience. That is gonna really come in handy when it comes to your forever, because clearly you want a forever in your life.
Yeah.
When you, it's gonna be good you have that in your back pocket,
and you're gonna love it. Once you get there, you're gonna love it. But you got to make space, and that's what it's about. Make space. So
good times.
I think we gave her some good.
I can honestly say,
Jesus Christ. Laugh every time you do that.
I snort, y'all. I'm sorry. The truth is out. I don't eat pork, but I snort. Not proud about that. Don't do cocaine. I got sinus issues, but I do snort.
It's all good.
Okay. All right.
It's all good.
All right. Well,
all right.
It's your jam.
It's my jam.
You
it's
have
my
made it to the jam, y'all.
All right, y'all. So I'm gonna take y'all back to 1989. Ooh, my goodness. I was a wee lad. A wee lady back in 1989. I'm gonna take y'all back to Life, However Do You Want Me by Soul to Soul and Karen Wheeler.
Woo!
So first of all, this song takes me back to, I used to go to these basement parties. They were reggae parties on Genesee Avenue. And you go, and my little self would go in there and sweat out my hair and sweat them walls, grinding all night long with somebody's son, somebody's children.
That's somebody's son.
Oh, in those moments, I'm telling you, I don't care what I did with my hair. I could gel it down with all kind of jam. I'm definitely coming out looking like a Wolverine. It was gonna happen every time. But when that beat drops on However Do You Want It, oh my God.
I know.
And so Soul to Soul, they were this R&B group, but they were from London, so they were Black Londoners, so they had that like cool, that kind of slick, and it was just so new to all of us. It was just so cool. And when Miss Wheeler, God bless her, when she was However Do You Need Me, However Do You Want Me, whew, that song just brought, it was so much energy when that beat dropped. It's such a timeless classic. I swear to you, on my way out this evening, I'm gonna throw it on again. And they used to have a version, it was like almost 11 minutes long, and it knocked. Every beat just knocked. So what's funny is, as I get older, and the more I realize that song in particular, like a lot of these songs that we feature here on the Jam, they were just ahead of the time. It was just so ahead of its time, because I listened to the production. I like lyrics, and I love music, and I love style. And just the attitude of it, it was like a whole era. The flavor of it was just, I can say so much about it because it set a mood, and that mood sets a memory, and it's a whole memory that I have. So anytime it comes on, I might be right back in that basement, grinding on, letting somebody's son just grind up on me on the wall, and just sweating out these walls and sweating out these edges, because back then, it just reminds me how simple it was. We danced. Our life was dance, and it was just so simple, and all we needed was a good beat and some good people. So back to life.
Good party days. They Hype Williams opened up Belly with this song.
Ooh, I remember at the Palladium. Remember that club?
Welcome to the party, and this dropped, and that's how the song is timeless, because even at that time the song was like 20 years old. So
right,
we are, still talking about it. That song was, in the beginning, it was like a ballad she hit you with. It was just a ballad. She was singing. It was just no music. And then the beat dropped, and he was talking in the beginning with his London accent. It was dope. And she hit that note. Everybody sang at the party. They put their hands up. Never do you want. Ooh, you better find a partner. Hey. It was a good time. Nobody's on the wall for that. If you're on the wall, you're probably weird. I said it.
Oh my gosh. However do you that beat?
Your girlfriend. Like, where were you? Like, girl, where were you? She was in there dancing somewhere in the middle. He was having a good time.
And then Big Daddy Kane did his take on it, and Mary J. Blige. This
Everybody.
is MJB, but that beat still rocks.
Now, girl, step up to this. One simple kiss, and it's over, miss. Isn't that Big Daddy Kane? I do remember that. He was my first. Whew.
Oh, man.
I love me some him too. Yeah, that was good.
However do you need me? I'm about to put on that whole 11-minute mix.
No. I wish I could sing. Ooh, if I could blow, I would really show y'all something if I could. Let me tell you.
Child.
But I
All
do what
right.
I can when I can. I ain't gonna do it all the
That's
time.
my jam. All right. Well, look, y'all. We're here and we have come to the end.
Wait.
So, if you have laughed and learned or just side eyed somebody today, please follow That's What I'm Saying in your podcast app and turn on automatic downloads. It's free and it helps us make the show. Also, if you got a little messy question for the Weekend Z Report or you want to be a guest on the show, leave us a voicemail. Anonymous is fine. Just open the link tree, hit the link in the notes, scroll to the bottom, and leave us a voice message.
That's right, y'all. Become a member of the TWIS Pod fam. We're calling it the TWIS Pod fam. Fam. Being a member means you'll get access passes to a monthly live show. So that's for members only. And plus, you get access to the Twist Pod Fam private Facebook group where members can interact with each other and with us, your hosts. So we will talk to you and we want to talk to you. So there's exclusive access to monthly giveaways. There's a members only Q&A session and shout outs. There's voting power on future topics and guests. So that's dope. And what do I always say? All for how much? $4.99. And what is $4.99? Nothing.
Also, brands, tap our link tree and hit sponsor us and we can get you in. Also, follow us on Instagram at TWISPod. And Shatara, what do we need to let everyone know?
Let you know if you want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows as well as our podcast and TV events. Go to Linktree at TwistPod, and you can also go to my website, shataraCurry.com. So as always, we thank you all. We appreciate y'all. We had a good time. Hope you had a good time too. Until next time, stay healthy, stay well.
Peace, y'all.